Recently, I had some transitions in terms of my housemates, so I'm living with different folks now, and we all have agreed to have regular check-in meetings, which feel really good to me. And I mean, I call them meetings, but they're really spaces where we come together to share what's on our hearts and create community. But for our first meeting, I really opened with my thoughts on transformative justice, what TJ principles are and how I like to live by them. And from that set of principles, it becomes easy for us to talk about our values. It becomes easier for us to talk about how we want our shared space to be, what we want the collective space to feel like. So if we share things like that, share from that place of our vision, share from that place of what does home mean to you, then we can come together to really explicitly talk about our shared values, and from that place build towards what can be a more concrete plan of how we want to each contribute to the household, right? Instead of, say, for example, if we just all sat down and did a chore chart where we have like rotational cleaning schedule responsibilities. And nothing against chore charts. I think they work well in a lot of settings, especially among folks who are really open in their communication. That can totally work. But really, chore charts for the most part feel to me like a set of definitive schedule where it's really about holding people accountable without that much flexibility, right? So if there's like a week where you don't feel good or you feel really stressed about things going on in your life, but you're also on the chore chart to clean the bathroom and it just like does not feel good, if the chore chart is designing a space where people don't have that type of open communication, it can feel very much like a burden and a source of pressure, and that's not what I want for our house. I want for us to be able to really show up and see each other's humanity and the multi-layered complexity of the fullness of our lives, right? So if we start from a place like that, where we collectively agree on what we want the communal space, the collectivity to be, and from that place, design a plan of what that should look like. That is a very concrete example of how we can apply TJ principles to our everyday lives. Because folks, let me tell you, if we cannot collectively figure out who should be doing the dishes, we cannot respond in the aftermath of a really acute incident of violence.